Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, Kingston man sentenced to life in prison for unauthorized possession of ammunition. 33-year-old Dwight Johnson, a resident of Park Lane, Kingston 19, has been slapped with a life sentence for the unauthorized possession of ammunition. The sentence was handed down in the Supreme Court on January 30 and mandates that Johnson serve a minimum of 15 years before becoming eligible for parole. He also received a concurrent sentence of 3 years and 6 months of hard labor for possession of assorted firearm parts. Johnson's conviction stems from a police operation on July 3, 2023 in Park Lane. Reports are that during the operation, Johnson was seen with a group of men and attempted to flee but was pursued. During the pursuit, a Glock magazine containing 13 rounds of .40 caliber ammunition fell from his possession. He was later apprehended hiding in a nearby residence. Johnson was charged under the Firearms Prohibition Restriction and Regulation Act 2022. He is the first individual convicted under the new act for possession of assorted firearm parts. This conviction sends a clear message that the possession of illegal firearms and ammunition will not be tolerated, said Assistant Commissioner of Police Wayne Josephs, head of the Criminal Investigations Branch. The JCF remains committed to utilizing the full extent of the law to bring those involved in these crimes to justice as we aim to make Jamaica a safer place. In 2024, more than 40 people were convicted for breaches of the Firearms Act, including possession of prohibited weapons and other related charges. Carpenter gunned down while on the job in Spanish Town. A carpenter was gunned down while on the job in Waterloo District, Spanish Town, St. Catherine last night. He has been identified as 41-year-old Devon Reese, otherwise called Bonob, who was a resident of the area. Reports are that about 7:30 p.m., Reese was working on a wooden structure on the side of the road when a Toyota Probox drove up and the occupants fired shots, hitting him all over his body. 2 vehicles parked nearby were damaged by bullets. The assailants escaped from the scene. The police were summoned and Reese was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. An investigation is underway by the Spanish Town Criminal Investigation Branch. Man arrested and charged in St. Mary over ganja and uncustomed goods. Charges have been laid against a man in St. Mary over the seizure of a quantity of ganja, uncustomed goods, and other prohibited items. The seizure was made during a snap raid in Aracabesa on Friday. The operation was carried out around 10 a.m. Head of the St. Mary Division, Acting Superintendent Anthony Wallace, says the man, identified as 31-year-old Shamroy McPherson, was taken into custody and charged with dealing and possession of ganja, as well as offering uncustomed goods for sale. The Jamaica Constabulary Force remains committed to maintaining law and order and encourages citizens to report any suspicious activities to the authorities, Wallace said. I see braces for change as a Panton bows out. The Integrity Commission is bracing for a major shift in leadership as the chairman, Justice Seymour Panton, confirms his impending departure, turning attention to the Governor General, who will choose his successor. I will complete my term of office on February 25, 2025. I have not sought nor am I seeking to continue on the Integrity Commission. If asked, I would decline, Justice Panton told the news last Friday. The announcement comes amid rising tensions between the Commission and some government parliamentarians, casting a shadow over the country's main anti-corruption body. Panton's decision, coupled with the impending expiration of terms for other key officials, brings the 7-year-old institution to a critical juncture that some key figures in the Andrew Holness-led administration believe should be taken advantage of. It certainly presents a useful opportunity for change, and we have to ensure that the repopulation of the positions is strategic, said a government official who did not want to be named. What we have had over the last few years is intolerable in terms of how we feel certain members of the administration have been treated by the IC. But I know that a lot of it has to do with how the law is structured, and that is under review. In a February 10 farewell message to staff, Panton detailed the hostile environment he faced. I am saddened by the fact that some parliamentarians are unhappy with the provisions of the Integrity Commission Act, although it was passed unanimously by the Parliament. So unhappy are they with this law that they have adopted a posture of attacking the Commission and its members as we seek to follow the provisions of the law. Panton also talked about the personal toll of the attacks. This attitude by these parliamentarians has seemingly emboldened certain persons who have taken to the anti-social media to spew venom at the Commission, and particularly at me. It is no secret that I have been the victim of vulgar abuse, falsehoods, libel, and threats by these persons. The threats have been such that the police have had to be engaged. He also said he was disappointed in Parliament's silence on the attacks, given that the IC is a commission of Parliament. I am disappointed that the Parliament has not seen it fit to publicly condemn the behavior of these miscreants, given the fact that there are parliamentarians who are fully aware of what has been happening, Panton said in the message. Nonetheless, the outgoing chairman urged the staff of the IC to hold fast to that which is good. Continue to follow the law as you perform your duties. Be fair and act without fear. Follow your conscience, he added, before saying he was heartened by the support from civil society organizations. They will no doubt continue to do so as the Commission continues to play its part in ensuring that good governance prevails in our country. Some lawmakers believed that Panton, a retired Court of Appeal president, did not show enough defense to legislators and have pointed to comments as recent as last October when he led an appearance of commissions before the IC Oversight Committee. I don't know if something is wrong with the water in Parliament, while some people, the moment they get into Parliament, they say certain things and behave a certain way. I don't know if that is it. As a result, I wasn't going to take the chance of drinking water here, said Panton, as he exhibited a bottle of water he carried with him. At the same meeting, he joked that some lawmakers might need to see a psychiatrist. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck accepted that it was a joke, but other government officials sought to rebuke Panton. Senate President Tom Tavares Finson said he should have apologized for the disrespectful and contemptuous remarks. Government Member of Parliament Juliet Cuthbert Flynn called for Panton's resignation. Panton rejected the calls, saying there is nothing to apologize for, so nobody should hold their breath waiting for an apology. The stringency of Panton's response marked many of his efforts to rebuff attackers and defend the work of the Commission, a situation that transparency advocate Jeanette Calder said last December could impact whether talented persons may want to join the agency. Panton has said he will not analyze his tenure while he remains in office. Any assessment by me of the performance of the Commission will only be done after I have left the Commission, he said in December. Last December, the news reported that the terms of 6 top officials, including Panton and Commissioner Eric Crawford, are set to expire between February and July 2025. The 5-year tenure of Executive Director Greg Christie, a lawyer and a former Contractor General who leads the day-to-day operations of the Commission, is among the officials. He was sworn into office on May 18, 2020. 3 other directors are also nearing the end of their terms. They are Director of Corruption Prosecution Keisha Prince Kamika, who was sworn in on March 24, 2020, Kevin Stevenson, the Director of Investigation, who was sworn in on May 18, 2020, and Craig Beresford, who took his oath on July 14, 2020, as the Director of Information and Complaints. The 5-member commission, the final decision-making authority of the organization, comprises the Auditor General, who is a commissioner by law, and 4 others who are appointed by the Governor General after consultation with the Prime Minister and the opposition leader, according to the Integrity Commission Act. Legal scholar Dr. Lloyd Barnett said after consultation means that the Governor General is not bound to follow what either leader said. It is unlike after advice, we would leave no room to exercise discretion. 2 of the 4 appointed commissions must be retired judges of the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal. The law also stipulates that the chairman, who is appointed solely at the Governor General's discretion, shall be a retired judge. You know what, Wagade? The private sector organization of Jamaica has challenged the narrow field from which commissioners are drawn. It has recommended that a parliamentary committee reviewing the IC's law consider proposing an amendment to including persons with integrity from the private sector. The 5th commissioner is retired banker and business and leadership consultant H. Wayne Powell, who was appointed in March 2020. King's House in December acknowledged the news's questions on the status of the process to select a new chairman, but has still not provided a response. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.